What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and on this channel I like to talk about all sorts of fun bookish related things in the science fiction, fantasy, horror, manga, nonfiction. You get the idea. I just like to read. So if your reading tastes fall into any of those genres, then this is the place for you. So in today's episode of fun, and I really use the word fun loosely, I'm finally going to talk about Battleground by Jim Butcher. In all fairness, it's a series with 17 books. And in any series you read, there's going to be a book that you like the least. For me, it's Battleground. Battleground is book 17 in the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. Originally, Battleground and Peace Talks were one book. After reading them both, they should have been left one book. My opinion. This is my opinion only. This opinion is 100% subjective to Leslie Smith, the reader. Just like all of my thoughts and opinions about this book are subjective to me as a reader reading this series for enjoyment, being a huge Dresden fan. I've literally been talking about these two books ever since I started this channel in February. I love this series. This is one of my favorite series. So my thoughts and opinions are not given lightly. Just please keep that in mind. But yes, they should have been left as one book. What could have been cut out of here? There is a lot of reintroduction of things we already know about all of these characters. Most of these characters have been around since the beginning of the Dresden Files. And then in Battleground, the first 200 pages could have literally been cut down to probably 10 or 15. It's a very minor battle. It didn't have a whole lot in it that was necessary to the plot and the ending. Definitely between these two books, about 350 pages could have been cut and made into one. I think I might would have a different opinion if they had been, if that had been done. Not quite sure. So if you've never heard of the Dresden Files, it's an urban fantasy series about Harry Dresden, who is a wizard for hire in Chicago. With the beginning of the series, we follow him on a case-by-case basis, and then we start to get into world building where cases start to connect with things happening in the human world and the supernatural world. There's just a whole lot of world building and long-term setups happening. And it's absolutely wonderful. The world building, the character development is just top notch for me. The level of enjoyment, the humor, I absolutely love it. The characters are family to me. So the first half of Battleground happens in Peace Talks, which was a 5-star read for me. Everything I could have wanted in the 6-year gap that it took to get it. Battleground didn't follow that up for me. As you can probably tell from the title, Battleground, there was a huge battle that took place. There were casualties. Yes, I expected that. We were prepared for that with the Christmas short story. We knew it was going to happen. There was no way this epic battle was going to happen and people weren't going to die. And the major character death that happened, I absolutely called that one. However, the manner in which it was done, I just felt it was done poorly. To me, for a character that I loved, this character deserved a hero's death. They got a hero's funeral, but not the death. They got taken out by a freaking nobody, a piece of shit throwaway character, and I just absolutely freaking hated it. I cried for 3 hours. It actually made me put the book down for about 4 days. I was angry, I was hurt, and I knew it was going to be this character because there's been much speculation for this character becoming a Valkyrie. During the course of events that are happening, they have code names for each other, and one of the characters gave her the code name Valkyrie. So I knew it was going to be her, but when it happened, I just felt disrespected as a fan that it happened that way. And then knowing the next book, book 18, is going to be Mirror Mirror, which takes place in like an alternate reality type of setting, I'm thinking, if this horribleness gets retconned by oh, that all happened in an alternate reality, then I'm going to be really pissed off. So I'm not happy with what happened here, but play it out. Don't do what J.J. Abrams did to episode 8, even though it was very well deserved. And then I thought about it. I thought about it for weeks. I have talked about it with several people, and knowing that Mirror Mirror takes place in a world where a decision that Harry makes in book 3, which is Grave Peril, then I got to thinking, there's a big battle at the end, obviously Battleground, you know, duh, there's a battle. The big hitters of the supernatural world, gods even, they're fighting. There's all this stuff happening around them. There's a mention of realities blurring and things like that. So then I'm wondering, did those big hitters, did those big supernatural beings actually switch the realities with their fight? So is the ending of Battleground, are they actually in this mirror mirror world already? Is that what happened? Which could still end up to retconning the end of it, but it would explain some other issues I have, like a character who has without fail been the same in his beliefs and the things that he does and does not do. Without fail, Michael Carpenter has never done or acted in certain ways in 17 books, but at the end of Battleground, he is cursing for, he just straight curses for what feels like 10 minutes. I'm sorry, but there are so many other things that happen in this world long before Battleground that would have caused him to curse, in my opinion, before the stupidity that causes him to do it at the end of this one. So that also made me think that's out of character for Michael. So could that be how Michael would act in an alternate reality? So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards maybe those realities got blurred and that's how Harry ended up in a different one, which I'm okay with that. But don't retcon all the other horse shit you pulled in the front of it. You're going to have to play it out and you're going to have to fix what you did to us. Also, if you haven't read this series and you're thinking about it, or you're in the early stages of it, don't let this video discourage you from continuing. It's a fantastic series. I'm still a huge fan. I'm going to continue reading these books. I'm just not happy with this one. And it was like I said at the beginning. Every series you read, there's going to be one book that is your least favorite of the whole series, and Battleground is just it for me. That means there are 16 4- and 5-star books that come before this one. And there's a lot of people that I've talked to who loved this book. But there's a lot who didn't. You know, that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. You know, we're all individual people. We all have our own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. That's why I've always said reading is 100% subjective to you as a person. This one hurt me deep. I am so mad at Jim Butcher over Battleground. I am planning to reread Peace Talks and Battleground together. I'm going to binge them back to back and see if that changes any of my opinions of Battleground. I'm also going to look a little deeper and see if there are any Easter eggs or clues that maybe we did get Harry thrown into that alternate reality. I'm just going to look at it really hard and see if I can analyze it a little better, see if my opinion changes. I'm trying to just give myself a good break from it because right now I'm still really hurt and angry at it to come at it objectively. So a few months ago, I did a Dresden prediction bingo video where I came up with predictions that I thought would happen in Peace Talk and Battleground. So I'm going to go over those with you and see how many I got right or if I got bingo. It will contain spoilers, so if you've not read the series, definitely you need to take air now because I'm going to spoil a bunch of really good things that I would not want to ruin for you if you haven't read all the books. So I will check y'all later. Thank you for watching so far. And okay, now they're gone. For those of you that are left, let's talk about those predictions. I did not get a bingo. I was way off on most of my predictions. they were done in more of fun and jest. So my first square was White Council member dies, and actually several did, and some may now be undead, but that's a whole other story for a future prediction video for Mirror Mirror. Let's see. Black Council member reveal, that didn't happen. Cal shows up, didn't happen. Love triangle. I mean, you could argue that that did happen with Butters, Andy, and Marcy from Peace Talks. I don't know if it's love or lust, but there were 3 points of a triangle in that, if you get what I'm saying. Let's see. Maggie uses magic. Didn't happen. Side character dies. Yeah, so Wild Bill. Let's see. Harry sasses someone stronger. Oh yeah, all the time. When does he not? He definitely sassed Mab a couple of times. Laura all the time. I want to say he even got a little sassy with Battleground. Let's see. Harry smarts off at Mab. Yep. Ramirez gets made fun of for being a virgin. Not this time, kids. Harry withholds info from Murphy. Not this time. So the one time Harry didn't withhold info, what happened? She died. So for all of you who complained about him withholding information from Murphy over the course of the books that aggravated you, look what happened when he kept her in the loop. Harry sports superhero or sci-fi t-shirt. No, he didn't. Star Wars reference made between Harry and Molly. Yep. Mouse is the smartest in the room. I would argue that to be true. When he was defending Maggie and the carpenter daughter from the Sword House, when they were trying to come up through the floor in Peace Talks and get them after Thomas attacked. Toot misunderstands Harry. Yep. The enemy of my enemy is my double enemy. Cords member dies. You could kind of say that when the White Council wizards got taken out by Dracula, they were Cords members, right? Ah well, still wouldn't get me a bingo. Harry wishes he had his magical gear. Nope. Didn't happen. Harry has issues with his South Pole. Oh yeah, always. Butters knows more about magic than Harry. He didn't know more about magic, but he did know what was best for Harry when Harry was very angry over Murphy's death and he was about to kill that freaking piece of shit. He should have killed him. I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. So main character dies. That was, of course, Karen Murphy. I expected it. I didn't want it to happen, of course, but I expected it. I didn't expect the manner, and I will never forgive Jim Butcher for that. Let's see. Next up, Benia used against Harry. No, I am so freaking disappointed in the lack of Benia in these two books. We got one sweet chapter of her with Maggie, and that's it. Let's see. Harry passes on Sword of Love. Didn't happen. Charity rips into Harry. Didn't happen. Bob demands smut for aid. Didn't happen, but at least Harry and Bob have been reunited, so I'll accept that defeat. Thomas uses French accent. No, he did not. I failed prediction bingo. I will definitely do better on my next round when I get ready for Mirror Mirror to come out. As soon as we have a release date, I'm going to plan my reread of the Dresden Files. And with that reread, I'm going to incorporate the graphic novels and the short stories, and then I will read them in the recommended reading order from the website that I found. That reread is going to be more analytical, so I can do a better job with my predictions for Mirror Mirror. So you Dresden fans, be looking forward to that in the future. Please, if you have read the series, comment down below. Let's talk about Battleground. Tell me what you feel. Do you have any of the same opinions as I do? Do you feel differently? Are you okay with how things played out? Hit me up in the comments down below or hit the description box for the link to my Discord. I do have a Dresden section. I'd love to talk with you more about it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.